love this topic because it shows you that in some cases, adults act like absolute children. Now, a GOP staffer, in fact, the communications director for a representative in Tennessee by the name of Stephen Fincher, just put her foot in her mouth after she put up a Facebook post basically disparaging Obama's daughters, okay, Sasha and Malia. Now, Sasha and Malia did not ask to be part of the White House or the First Family, but nonetheless, every once in a while, they have to attend White House events, like the annual turkey pardon, which I find absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe we do that. But nonetheless, they attended the turkey pardon. They were dressed extremely modestly, and they didn't look like they were having all the fun in the world, but Elizabeth Lawton, who is this communications director, took to Facebook to say some pretty nasty things about the girls. Here is her exact statement. Dear Sasha and Malia, I get you're both in those awful teen years, but you're a part of the First Family. Try showing a little class. At least respect the part you play. Then again, your mother and father don't respect their positions very much, or the nation for that matter. So I'm guessing you're coming up a little short in the, quote, good role model department. Nevertheless, stretch yourself. That's a really weird phrase. Rise to the occasion. Act like being in the White House matters to you. Dress like you deserve respect, not a spot at the bar. And certainly don't make faces during televised public events. Now, 3 days after she posted that, she actually went on NBC, to let everyone know that she is in the process of resigning. So she was forced to resign, obviously. And what amazes me about this story is that she's a communications director. As a communications director, she thought that it was totally okay to attack young girls on her Facebook account. I mean, I think it's pathetic, but I want to know what you guys think. Hank, let me start with you. Make your point.
I think all of her grammatical errors is reason alone, reason enough to let her go. Did you see that run-on sentence? It was like on and on and on. And in fact, I have a theory that the Republican Party is masking this as like, oh, we actually agree with you and you're fine, but we're going to scapegoat you and get you out because you're actually a shitty writer. So
that could be it.
I don't think that they have a Sasha Malia issue. I think they have a communications issue problem with her.
I mean, when you think about all of the different stupid things that have been said during debates in Congress, I mean, this isn't the first time a Republican or even a Democrat has said something incredibly stupid.
Foot and mouth syndrome.
Absolutely.
Totally.
And it's kind of rare to see someone pay the consequences for it, and I'm glad that it happened in this case, because as a communications director, you need to be smarter than that.
Yeah.
Andy, what about you? Make your point.
First of all, on behalf of turkeys everywhere, I would like to express my regret and sorrow that you would not view the presidential pardon as something that would be so important to our history. I guess we'll get past that, though. The thing that I think is most sort of fascinating about this is that, indeed, she's a communications director, so you would think that someone like that would have the wherewithal to know that posting something, I mean, really just stupid, would get her in a lot of trouble. Also, for the rest of her life now, when she is Googled, when someone wants to hire her for a job, it's going to be this piece of stupid vitriol, this blooting that she has done, that everyone will see and everyone will always tie back to her.
I also believe that if you live in a glass house, you shouldn't throw stones. When she was a teenager, she was arrested for shoplifting, okay? None of us would be talking about that if she wasn't a terrible person and decided to attack Barack Obama's daughters on Facebook. Now, here's a question for the story. What's the most classless thing you've ever done? Because look, we're not so innocent. We've done some classless things as well, unless you guys are gonna lie to me and tell me that you haven't. Andy, let me start with you.
I absolutely will lie to you and tell you that I haven't. I mean, I've been on this show enough times that's like, I've told you a lot of classless things that I have done.
Have you?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think I'm that guarded. I mean,
what have you done that's classless?
You know, I really try not to do classless things in the public eye, and I'm going to try to continue to not put something out there so when people Google me, they will find out the horrible classless things that I've done. But you know, I'm a tweet deleter. And so I'll like write something, you know, maybe in a fit of rage, and I think this woman maybe has missed that that part of maybe all of us, where, and then you'll say like, oh shit, I gotta get rid of that. You know, there's no way. So
she left it up for a while. She wanted all those likes, and she got hundreds.
She definitely
got a lot of support.
Hank, give me some dirt on yourself. What's the most classless thing you've done?
When I was in college, I waited tables, and oftentimes, because the shifts were so long and we were treated so horribly, I would eat leftovers off the plate.
That's a good one.
I would totally end up doing that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I know people that work in the restaurant industry, and that actually happens more often than not. They don't want to spiced food.
But I also would like in my own mind, and I would like section off the parts that haven't been touched.
Yeah.
But I would hide it. People would be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh my God, no, nothing." But yeah, I would.
Yeah.
That's what I did to get through.
I mean, if you want examples of me being classless, I would watch the members-only post-game show of the Young Turks, okay? Because that's for our members, and that's when we get really personal and we talk about things that we probably shouldn't talk about. It gets even more racy than this show does. And I've talked about like things I've seen in porn, which I've talked about in this show, but I think I get a little more detailed with the post-game show. I would say the least classy characteristic I have is my language. I have a really foul mouth, and I don't care who I'm talking to or where I am. I will throw out the F-bombs. Every once in a while, in a fit of road rage, I will say things like, "You stupid cunt."
Wow.
Not the nicest thing to say. So those are my classless moments. But every once in a while, I'll look back at a video I've done for the Young Turks and I'll be like, not so classy, right? So we did a story about about Will Smith's kids and how they did that crazy interview where they were like, they sounded so sophisticated for like 10-year-olds, right? And we were just kind of making fun of them a little bit.
Well, they sound like they were from the moon. Is
Yeah.
where they sound. They don't live on Earth.
At the end of the day,
that was the issue,
day, they're kids, and I remember being a teenager and I thought I knew it all,
Right.
so I should have just given them a pass and not poked fun of them at all. But
Right.
those are my classless moments. But we want to hear from you. What is the least classiest thing you've done? Share in the comment section below. If we really, really like your comment, we will share it with our audience in a video we do every month where we respond and engage with our audience. I hope you guys enjoyed this story, and we'll see you guys soon.